Paleontology is an evolving science in which new discoveries are made every day. Much attention is paid to getting that new information out to the public so that views on dinosaurs can be updated. Paleontologists use books about dinosaurs to capture the imagination of young audiences.
Imagination is a very, very powerful tool. There's no way you can create a script or a screenplay or a film that can have anywhere near the impact that your imagination can have. That's why people read books, because our imagination can do things that still are impossible in films. And I doubt it will ever be possible to create something as wonderful as what a book does.
Books help start the fire of curiosity in children and gets them interested in science and learning. Today, children's books are used more for educational tools than they are for entertainment. They lay the groundwork for modern views to keep the science of paleontology current.
Bob Bacher and Tom Holtz and a number of other of my colleagues have put together a series of children's books, which I think are marvelous, because I think all of us in paleontology really recognize what effect we can have on children and their perception of science, how important that is. And I'm so happy that I'm not the only one who sees that. These guys are just marvelous, and they put out some just stupendous books on fossils that are real science. One of the problems with many children's books is regurgitation of old science, and the science of paleontology, like all sciences, changes all the time. We need new information, and so we need the actual scientists who do paleontology. We need the information that they have to put into these children's books, because believe me, if something has been discovered about a dinosaur, the kids all know it, and if you put the wrong information in the book, the kids are going to know, and they're going to know what's wrong and what's correct. And so, you know, they're our biggest critics, and those are the people we write to. When we write books, we have to kind of dumb them down for adults. You don't have to dumb them down for kids, because those kids understand exactly what's going on.
Even nowadays, you see 10-year-olds reading academic journals, and they can understand and they can read verbatim, you know, what's going on. They can tell you what's going on by reading this scientific literature, and it goes back to, you know, these books they read as a kid. You know, they want more. Kids love to learn.
Man's views of dinosaurs has changed significantly over time. One only has to look at the Tyrannosaurus Rex to see how important it is to get new information out. The modern ideas that have sculpted the T-Rex have changed drastically from when the tyrant king was found over 100 years ago.
Basically, in the last 100 years, since T-Rex has been discovered, we've completely changed our ideas on T-Rex. It's not this kind of kangaroo-looking animal that, that walks up completely upright, dragging its tail. I'm sure, you can take a look at some of the old pictures and say that, it adds about 5 feet to its height and makes it even more impressive looking. But that's just not the way this animal moved or lived its life. Well, with T-Rex, what we found is it's just not anatomically possible for this animal to walk upright like a kangaroo dragging its tail. For them to do that, to actually take the skeleton, the bones of T-Rex and do it, they actually had to break several of the bones to get this to work as a mount. They also had to add extra tail vertebrae to the tail, so it didn't look stupid. So right off the bat, there's a point where you can see, well, they're changing the evidence so it conforms to their ideas on how it should be, instead of looking at the evidence and saying, wow, it probably didn't walk like that because it would have had to have broken its own bones to walk like this, and that's just not the way nature works. So that should have been their first clue. This animal didn't walk like this. The other clue is that throughout time, throughout the 200-some years that paleontology has been a science, we've been finding dinosaur tracks all over the place. Never once have we found a tail drag track. We find footprints, no tail drags.
One of the newest theories that is sweeping the world of paleontology is the connection between dinosaurs and birds.
There is almost overwhelming evidence to show that birds are the direct descendants of meat-eating dinosaurs. Take a look at one of these little raptor dinosaurs. You can take a look at a bird, any modern bird. The little raptor dinosaurs, the little feathered raptors, share over 100 characteristics with the modern bird. You can even take a look at the eggshells of dinosaurs and see that their structure, their microcrystalline structure, is similar to of birds today. Much different than a crocodile egg, an alligator egg, or any other lizard for that matter. In fact, the very first bird, the one they call Archaeopteryx, which was found, I think, in late 1850s, early 1860s in a limestone slab in Germany, had some very dinosaur characteristics to it. It had teeth, grasping hands, things you don't normally see on birds today. These animals, in some cases, some scientists will tell you that birds are dinosaurs, that birds are very specialized types of dinosaurs, and that dinosaurs never really went extinct. The terrestrial dinosaurs went extinct, but the avian dinosaurs are still with us.
Man's views about dinosaurs will change as new evidence unfolds. No one knows how dinosaurs will be viewed in 100 years. What we can be sure of is that paleontologists of the future will continue to use new science to shape our views of these extinct animals.